What's up? This is Tayo here, and we're going to talk about being in transition and going through life, starting new, starting fresh. Because if anybody knows about this the best, it's going to be me, right? Let me preface this by saying, let me give you just a little history, right? I've been working jobs since I've been 14 years old. And you're like, what does that have to do with anything? I've worked in more industries than your average, probably your average person. I was trying to think of an analogy, but I've worked in more industries than anybody you know, like fast food, retail, banking, payroll, consulting, healthcare. I went and again got my life insurance license, automotive. I've worked as a lube tech. I went to automotive school. I went to college. In college, started a business. Had multiple businesses actually, but one I actually started and was like an actual thing with employees and everything. I've done so much stuff. Like that's not even scratching the iceberg. Like I've worked in delis, worked clothing stores, door-to-door sales, like every industry you could think of I worked in. Worked as a delivery driver, worked at the bus as a bus monitor. But I'm saying all this to say this. It's not to like toot my own horn and not. You just do stuff. Like there's no consequences. So out of all those jobs I've had, there's no consequences to me starting over and doing something different. So it's no need to feel like you can't start over, or if you're starting over, it's the end of the world. I'm starting over currently right now. Like I'm working on my CDL to start doing that line of work. So it's like I'm always doing something different. So just allow yourself to just change and evolve. Like even rivers change course over time through movement of sediment and rock and all that stuff. It's changed paths too. We're talking about something that is as old as time. Like since the Big Bang, things have been changing. It's never gonna stop changing. So like I really never understood people, and this might sound like a little unempathetic, but like people who have like families and the family structure is like good for the most part, right? But maybe their family doesn't like agree with the life choices they make. But like other than that, there's no like toxicity. That's like, dude, it's not that hard to just tell your folks, like, I don't want to do this. I want to do something else. Like, if you have a family that, and if they don't listen, but they're not like actively trying to stop you. Like my family would actively try to stop me from doing things outside of the expected norm. But like for most people, it's like you're not dealing with a situation like that. They might feel uncomfortable and be upset, maybe sad or angry, but if you don't have anybody like actively trying to sabotage you, just do what you want. Because like you're always gonna be in transition in some way, shape, or form. Like everything's always changing. That's the only one true reality, is that everything's changing. You just gotta roll with it. I don't even like the analogy of like the butterfly, because the butterfly starts out, cocoon, then it, metamorphizes, it starts as a caterpillar, metamorphizes, goes into cocoon, then it turns into a butterfly, but the butterfly is going to be a butterfly until the day it dies. Like that's not the same for humans. So if you wanted to wake up and act like a cat today, and then wake up the next day and act like a dog, and then the next day and act like a turtle, you could do that. It's very well in your prerogative. So I don't like the analogy with the butterfly, because the butterfly still has to be a butterfly once it becomes a butterfly, but you don't have to stay in any form you don't want to. So embrace the fact that you can change and pivot, and our minds are not rigid and set in stone. And embrace that we don't just live in the context of our instincts and doing what, like animals, just doing what is for survival. Like Nah, you can do and act differently every single day if you want to. There's nothing rigid, there's nothing set in stone, and there's nothing punishing you for doing something different, changing your identity, being someone else, doing something else. There's nothing. I've gone through identity shifts. I've gone through, like I said, my work history, and that's not even scratching the iceberg. Like if I listed out all the jobs I worked at, you wouldn't even believe me. So it's like, and part of that comes from just always moving around and changing this and that. But I'm a person who's just not afraid to just go and try stuff. It's got to be willing to go and try things to get a different experience. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've lived in places, I've just left, moved, Buffalo, California, different places in New York. I've lived all over the city, New York City, so it's just like always just kind of doing what is the best fit at the time. You know what I'm saying? So if you're starting from a place of survival, in a sense it sucks, but it makes it easier to just change and do something else. Like, and just be somebody else. So that's your superpower. Don't feel bad about being a jack of all trades or always being into transition and moving into the next thing, because like you're doing that to find out what it is you even like to do, and it's no rush. You could spend the first 10 years, 15 years of your life doing stupid shit and still wake up and decide to do better. But I guess me in my situation right now, spent the first 10, 15 years of my life, and I was doing complete stupid shit. Like I was also working and starting businesses and trying shit, but it's the first 10, 15 years of my life doing stupid shit. Now I can say, okay, I'm gonna hunker down and decide to do something and settle down a little bit, but now I can do that with the experience that I had before. That's what makes it better. So it's like not a complete waste of time. So like if you're worried about like wasting time, it's not, because you're gonna come back with experience, and that experience is gonna help you to navigate and move forward, right? So like even back to the work example, like I know from experience now if a work environment is gonna be toxic, if it's gonna be this, if it's gonna be that, am I gonna be a good fit? Like I just had a job that I had to walk 2 days. That was a job for 2 days. This is recent. Like not even a couple weeks this happened. I was in a job for 2 days and just walked out. I could already see, and this is from experience, I can already see the management, how they were acting, how the environment was. So I was like, yeah, this is not a good fit for me, and I can already tell you're gonna be like very micromanagey. You're not gonna let me excel here. So it's like no point in me continuing on. But I wouldn't know that if I didn't work all those other jobs previously. Like, I wouldn't know that. From all the office jobs I worked, small business administration, working at PPL, working at Center for Family Support and all these other places, I wouldn't have known that. I would just be like, all right, stayed in it and been in a toxic situation, and then months later it's like, I hate my job, or it's terrible here. So experience is the best teacher. You get experience by trying different things. You get experience by constantly transforming yourself. So just try stuff. It doesn't really matter. There's no consequences. Like, there's literally no consequences. Just trying different shit. Especially if you're like somebody who doesn't know what they want to do, or maybe you do know what you do like, but you don't know where you want to fit into it. Just try stuff. Like nothing's gonna happen to you. You're not gonna get in trouble by your parents. Or maybe you do get in trouble by your parents, but you need to tell them to fuck off. It's like that 50 Cent song, what's comes to mind? Things change, they don't stay the same. So watch me come up, I hustle even harder. I put that work in to win, no problem, nigga. Things change, they don't stay the same. Now watch me come up, I hustle even harder. I put that work in to win, no problem. Yeah, that's what it is. Things change, nigga. That's it. You ain't even staying the same since you've been born. Your cells have been changing, and they're still changing right now. It's based off the shit you eat, drink, this, watch, like everything. You're changing constantly. Your cells don't even stay the same. So don't be afraid to transition and do something else. It's like you don't have no identity. That's the beauty of being a human. You You don't have no fixed identity. Even the gods have fixed, rigid identities they have to follow. Like, they gotta show up to work every day and be a fire god, or be a water god, or be a this, or be a that. Like, nah, you just show up to work every day. But nah, you can wake up every day and do whatever the fuck it is that you want. It's your prerogative. You're a human. So do what you want.